There's a saying that it takes a village to raise a child. Well, I truly believe that it takes a village to grow a thriving business too, or as I call it, your success support system. And today I'm going to talk to you about how you can build your business village to set you up for success in all the bumps that running a business brings. Make sure you stick around. Today's episode of the podcast is inspired by my anxious meltdown that I had this morning. Behind the scenes, I am currently doing an Australian tour. I'm going around to capital cities. I've already done my Brisbane roadshow. I'm doing my Sydney roadshow this Friday, which will be before this episode is released. But I still have stops to go Melbourne, Adelaide, and Perth. And there's a lot that goes into running live events. So, getting very close to my Sydney stop, and my husband is away at a conference. So, I'm doing the single mum thing for a couple of days. And there's a lot that goes on with young kids and running a household. So, I was feeling really overwhelmed this morning. And I was looking at my calendar for the day, looking at everything that I have to get done, and just feeling that sinking feeling in my stomach, feeling so much pressure. My heart was pounding. I don't know if you've ever experienced these feelings before, but it was a lot. And on top of all of that, tonight I was also meant to be chairing a meeting for the not-for-profit that I am a president for. So you can see, busy day. I'm flying out tomorrow. So when I got to that state of anxiousness, of overwhelm, I thought something needs to change. I am responsible for my energy. I am responsible for my life. And I can't sit here and play into the victim around it. So the first thing that I did, I called my hubby and told him how I was feeling. He's really fantastic to just sound things off because sometimes a problem shared is a problem solved. And then I came up with a bit of a game plan around how to get some support. So I put my hand up and said, I'm going to be honest, I don't have the capacity to chair this meeting tonight. And someone else popped their hand up and said they would take on that role for me, which is very kind. I also asked my mum friends if anyone would be able to do the school pickup for me and take my kids to soccer. And one of my beautiful mum friends kindly agreed that she would be able to do that for me. So, why is this important? Because your community, the people around you, are who support you when the times get tough. And I want to be clear here. There's a reason why I believe that people are willing to step up and support me. It's because I do this a lot for other people too. My mum friends will sometimes say, I'm stuck here, or can you have my kid for a couple of hours? And I am more than happy to help out where I've got the bandwidth to do that. So, part of being able to receive support is also being able to provide boundaried support to other people. I certainly don't think that having support is about, doing things to get things in return, but I do think that that is part of the journey. In my business, I am very well supported. I have the most amazing assistant, Sally, who has been by my side for many years. And I also have support in other forms. I've worked with coaches, I work with a therapist. I have a lot of support that I have intentionally invested in to make sure that I can keep showing up, keep delivering my best, and keep helping all of the people in my world because, the ripple effect, this knocks onto other people as well. So I want to ask you this. Do you feel, or have you ever felt completely alone in your business journey? Maybe you reach a sense of overwhelm like I do, and you're doing all of the things. You're trying to be the head of marketing and post on social media and do all of the things. Do your business finances, and just sometimes you wish that you had someone to bounce ideas off. If this resonates, trust me, I've been there, and it's not a great place to be. The myth of the self-made entrepreneur, I believe, is just that. It's a myth, because I believe that behind every successful business owner, there is some form of support through their team, peers, mentors, even their family, people around them who support them along the way. And so I want to talk to you about why it's so important to build your business village. Let's start with having a think about why going it alone is holding you back. Now, because the first thing is when you work in isolation, you are limited to your own experiences, your own perspective, and your own blind spots. When you have a support system, what you do is you get access to diverse perspectives and experiences. You have a sounding board for your ideas. You have someone that you can actually talk practical business strategies with who gets what you are going through. I'm sure if you've ever tried to chat to your mum about your Facebook ads funnel, she looks at you with glazed over eyes. She has no idea what you're talking about. I remember the first time that someone used the term evergreen to me talking about an evergreen course. I was like, I have no idea what they are talking about. So you want people around you that get what you're talking about. When you talk about, oh my gosh, my team member did this, they totally can understand because they've had an experience like that as well. The cool thing about your village as well is having accountability. I know one of the big things that I do with my clients is I'm like, hey, I spoke about this in my last episode of the podcast. I'll link to it in the show notes because it's a good one. Talking about the power of accountability and how magic it is in helping you to create outcomes. But your village, your community, your collective around you, they are the people that keep you accountable. You're like, hey, didn't you say that you wanted to sell a business? Didn't you say that you wanted to launch an online course? Why haven't you got there yet? The other cool thing about your village is the emotional support during tough times. My clients have often will break down in tears in our calls. And I am so here for that. I want them to have a safe space where they can just let it all out. Inside my group containers that I've hosted over the years, again, we often have people who are being really vulnerable and saying, hey, this is what's going on for me. And knowing that you can share and have people that are going to say, we're here for you, we believe in you, you can keep going. The next big thing about having your village, your collective, is that there are opportunities for collaboration and growth. So yes, there's all of these other beautiful benefits around support and diversity and having access to other people's ideas and inspirations. But there's also a really, really practical side of being able to collaborate with other people. I know for me, one of the great ways that this roadshow has been selling is that people are sharing about the roadshow on their social media stories and tagging me and they're saying, hey, go check out this amazing roadshow. You should go along to it. When you collaborate with people with similar value sets, you get to organically reach more people. You get to support each other in a really, really practical way. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room because you might say, well, Clay, you've been really lucky that you've got these amazing biz friends, that you've been in these circles, that you've got incredible mentors along the way. And yeah, I have been incredibly blessed. I talk many times on the podcast about the absolute privilege that I have in many ways. And also the fact that a lot of it does come down to luck, hiring the right coach, being in the right circles, being in the right place at the right time. And also, I want to say I have been incredibly intentional about the way that I spend my time and money to get in the energy of these people. There's a reason why people are so supportive of me, and that's because I've been in their world. I've been supportive of them. I've been investing in them. as a mentor or to be in the energy of a container with these people. If you follow me on social media, you will know that I'm at conferences, I'm traveling overseas, I'm at networking events. I am intentionally getting in the energy of incredible people. So, one of the things that I would say is if you are stuck, if you're struggling, if you're like, I don't have a village, Claire, one of the best ways that you can get one is to pay for it. To really say, how can I find a community that align with me and actually intentionally be in this space? Now, I shared on last week's episode of the podcast that I've created a brand new container. I am so excited about this for these exact reasons. If you are looking for people who get it, people who are ready to collaborate and network and build their dream business alongside you, if you are looking for a mentor, me, that will keep you on track, that will inspire you, that will give you practical business strategies and help you to break through those bloody limiting stories that you've got that hold you back, then find yourself a container where you have got that level of support, where you've got your village. And this is why I've created the Profit Collective. I saw so many talented business owners struggling, experiencing that sense of isolation and that lack of a sounding board. Like they just want someone or a group of people to say, what the hell do I do in this situation? But the collective, the Profit Collective, isn't just another generic business program. This is a carefully curated community of ambitious business owners. So I really wanted it to be a container of people who are already at or very close to the 6 figures of revenue a year in their business, who have ambitions to be building at a minimum $1 million a year business. If you are happy in your business where you are and you're content to just stick along, I absolutely love that for you. But this community, the Profit Collective, is really about how you can build a more profitable business so that you can create more freedom. It's a container for people who already have successful service-based or creative businesses and who want even more. Inside this container, you're going to have that peer support. You're going to have the people who are in the trenches with you, who get those day-to-day challenges, who can relate to your journey. And one of the things that I've actually done with the collective is that you actually are going to get matched with an accountability buddy. So you'll get to have an even deeper relationship with someone who is like-minded inside, who will actually keep you accountable to your to-do list. The next thing is having mentorship. So having me as a coach, someone who's helped multiple business owners to build their $1 million businesses from 20K, 30K months, right up to getting them up to the 70, 80, 100K months. This is my jam. And this is what I want to be doing with you inside the collective. I want to help you with practical strategies and also to get through those fears, those limitations, to break through those mindset things that keep you back from the things that you desire. I want to push you to reach your full potential. And I can share with you the things that I've seen that have worked for people that have walked that path before. And of course, the thing that I mentioned earlier is those industry connections, really being able to meet other people and say, wow, they're really cool, or we could do the coolest collaboration together. And I was really intentional about having that as one of the founding principles for the Profit Collective, is that you're getting in the energy of like-minded people, people with big dreams, people with big goals, and really working out how you can best support and work with each other. So maybe the Profit Collective isn't the right container for you at the stage that you're at, or maybe it just doesn't feel like a fit. And that's totally cool. But I did want to share about this container in this episode of the podcast, because this might be the exact thing that you are looking for. If you want to find out more about the Profit Collective, there's going to be a link in the show notes for today's episode. You can go and read about the container, see what the intent of it is, and see if it feels aligned. If you do have any questions, there's a link in there. You can send me an email or my team, or even just come over on Instagram and say, hey, I listened to that episode of the podcast. Claire, I've got a quick question for you, and I am more than happy to let you know whether this is going to be the right space for you or not. Finding your people, finding your village isn't easy. You aren't always going to find people who have the same goals, values, vision as you. And so it takes intention, strategy to actually help to find those people. I do just want to share a story about one of the people that has worked with me inside a mastermind container before, because I want to show you the power of having your village. So this person came into my container and they just felt really isolated and ostracized. They felt like they were just doing their own thing in a bubble and business was going well, but they just didn't feel like they had all of the tools to get into that next level. And when they came and joined one of my group coaching programs, they suddenly found their crew, they found their clique. And here's the coolest part. They have actually become friends, like really close friends, with a couple of people that they met through this container. I've seen they collaborate on things, they hang out. This is the village that they were looking for. And the way that they found it was intentionally investing in a space like this. I've also become friends with a lot of my clients and the people inside my containers over the years because we get to know each other. And, we've got that support, that cheering each other on, even when we're not working with each other anymore. To wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with this thought. Building your business isn't just about having people around you. It's about having the right people around you to help you grow, to help you make more money. And it's not just about money, it's also about your vision, your values, and to challenge your own personal growth. I know that I talk a lot about profit. I'm a money queen is what I call myself, but I truly believe that money is just a tool to help you create more things, more impact, more freedom, and more choices in your life. So once again, if you want to find out more about the Profit Collective, please come on over, click on the link in the show notes. I'd love for you to just, if speaking to you, jump on in, sign up, or if you do have any questions, drop me a message. But regardless of whether this is the right fit or not, I really, really want to encourage you, please go and find your business village. Find a container where you're like, wow, this is the mentorship and the peer support that I really need. And also, outside of a business container, find your wider village. Find your mum group if you're a mum. Find a group of people that you can message and say, hey, I'm stuck on this. Can we all jump in and help each other out? Because it really does take a village to build a profitable and successful business long term. Thanks so much for tuning in to today's episode of the Clare podcast. Have an amazing week, and I'll chat to you again very soon.